Hi, everyone.
Okay.
My name is Arthur. I am the partnership coordinator at the Next Street Driving School. I'm here today to do a presentation about how to earn scholarships. We're going to go through the process of how to actually apply, and we have some good resources for you today. We're doing it with our marketing intern Myana, who has used the scholarship process herself and has a very great breadth of knowledge when it comes to it. So we're really excited to kind of give you this resource and show you that it's not impossible to apply for scholarships. It's not as scary as it might seem. So a couple of things just to kind of plug up top. We, you know, check out our TikTok, all of our social medias. We work really hard on that. Our amazing social media coordinator, Mags, is just the best. She makes some really good stuff. You'll see me on there. I'm on there all the time. So check that out. We have really good content for new drivers. Just we post funny stuff too, especially on our TikTok. But it's also a good resource to learn anything about driver's ed and a bunch of other stuff. We go through insuring teen drivers or just car insurance in general. We go through license testing, everything. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce Myana, who is Myana. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All
Hi.
right. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm doing well. So, if you just want to kind of talk a little bit about, you know, why you're on here and who you are.
Yes, so hey guys, I'm Myana. I'm currently a third year student at Quinnipiac University studying marketing in their 3+1 dual degree business program. Luckily, I'm at Quinnipiac on a full ride. My freshman year, I had the opportunity to gain scholarships and grants from the school, but also outside scholarships that I applied to that were able to cover my room and board and my tuition. Then my second year at Quinnipiac, I became an RA, and as an RA, you get your room and board paid for. So I'm big on scholarships just because I'm so thankful that I was able to get some because college is expensive and no one talks about the fact that scholarships and grants are out there, um, bigger than just the national scholarships. Local scholarships and citywide scholarships are out there to help. So I like always telling people about it and giving any information possible that I can.
That's like amazing. Sorry, I'm getting a little annoyed because your camera keeps freezing, but don't worry about it. We can still hear you whenever that happens. But I was like trying to fix that as we were going through. But yeah, I mean it's crazy. Like we actually, to kind of bring it all around when the marketing team was looking for an intern. This we asked you like straight up what was a thing that you would want to do a webinar on, and you said, um, like in the interview, you said, yeah, I would love to do one about uh, scholarships, and we were like,
Mhm.
whoa, that's amazing. Like even if we don't bring you out as an intern, we want you to come on and talk about scholarships because it's the perfect age group. A lot of the people that we have on here are teens that are getting ready for college, so I think it's really cool that you could come on and kind of talk a little bit about that. um, yeah, so if you want, we actually right now we can go through a little bit of, you have like a presentation that you have set up. You could just talk a
Yes.
little bit about that, and then we can go through actually like a live demonstration of how to do it. I literally know nothing. So like I when I went to college, I did not apply for any scholarships. Um, partially due to the fact that I was lazy at the time. So, that didn't help. But it really, and then all I do is complain that I'm in debt. So, that's why this is valuable. Don't be like me, be like Myana. She's going to show us what I should have been doing, and that there's so much to get out of that. So, all right. So, I'm going to bring up the presentation now. So,
All right.
it is up, And
Okay.
yeah, I'm controlling it. So, oh, it's going a little crazy right now. Okay, there we go. Sorry. All right, so you can kind of go through everything. I'm gonna just go right to the second slide.
That's perfect. So for the second side, we're just gives you the basics on scholarships and grants because you'll often hear both terms in the same sentence or used interchangeably. Most grants are need based, so based on your financial income, your family income, and you don't have to pay grants back either. Scholarships are mostly merit based, so this is more tailored to who you are as a person, how active you are in your community, if you're an athlete, your likes and your interests. Those are more specific and tailored to you as a person, and those you don't have to pay back as well. So, an example of some scholarships are scholarships for athletes, scholarships for people who identify within a certain community, scholarships for musical interests, all those different types of all those scholarships fall under the category of scholarships and not the category of grants. A grant is something that your school or an organization can grant you based on they see the financial need, and they'll be able to see that financial need when you complete the FAFSA. And if anyone has not started their FAFSA yet, it opened October 1st, so you want to be able to get everything done ahead of time and on time, and you don't want to wait last minute. You want to get the money while it's hot.
Yeah, immediately sign up, right? I mean
Yes,
that's like
immediately sign up.
that was another thing. Yeah, I might have been someone who procrastinated that a little bit. So that's really good advice.
Yes, FAFSA. It's a draining process, but once you get through it the first time, it makes it easier for every other year after because you just have to go log in, click renew, and update the tax form.
Okay,
We can go
perfect.
right to the third side.
Yeah, I'm already here.
Perfect. So the three steps to start receiving scholarships and grants, as mentioned, is first, complete the FAFSA. Two, find out what financial aid forms your prospect schools require. Some colleges may not. Some colleges have requirements of their own to where they want additional tax information, they want additional income information, they want your resume, all different types of requirements. Just have a list of that. I put everything on a Google Excel or Google Sheets or Google Docs. That was the easiest way for me to stay organized. I wrote down like a list of my schools, the deadlines for each application date if I wanted to early apply somewhere, and what forms they needed, just because it helped me stay organized so I wasn't trying to find everything last minute and run around. And then research and apply for outside scholarships, which we'll also be able to walk through today. A lot of people say that scholarships are hard to find, but it's really just on the way you research or what websites you're using. We can go to the next slide.
Okay.
I always like to highlight on the importance that there are three different types of scholarships. You're always going to have your local scholarships, which are your community churches or religious communities, local branches of organizations, any nonprofit organizations your city may have, your parents' employers or your employer. So, for example, I used to work at Chick-fil-A, and Chick-fil-A had a scholarship for their employees, which was a great benefit to being a worker. So if you work somewhere, 9 times out of 10, your career may have a scholarship for their workers. State scholarship, almost every state has scholarships for their residents, specifically tailored to Connecticut residents only, especially if you decide to stay local and attend a Connecticut State College. And then national scholarships are really just the big worldwide known scholarships such as the Gates Millennial Scholars and the Coca-Cola Scholars Foundation. Now, my trick to scholarships is I always go for the local and state scholarships because a lot of people don't know about them, meaning there's less of a competitive field or people I'm competing against to win. To versus the national scholarships, you're competing against 60,000 other people who are just like you and stand out in similar ways. But if I'm applying to a small local scholarship, I may only be competing with about 50 or 100 people, give or take. It's just a smaller playing field. And sometimes those scholarships are less money, but at the end of the day, when it comes to college, money is money. Any amount of scholarship that can help you out is a great amount. Not every
Totally.
scholarship is going to be $25,000.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it chips away. Like if you apply to enough and you get enough, you can really chip away and not have to worry about it as much.
Yes, definitely. I love that. And what I also like about local scholarships, so an example, if you bank with Connects Credit Union, they have three different types of scholarships for their customers. And what I like about their scholarships is it goes directly to you. So once all my other scholarships covered my tuition, I was able to use my Connect scholarship to pay for my books because college books are expensive.
Yeah.
No one talks about that. They're a ridiculous amount. But when you have outside scholarships that pay to you and not pay to the school, you're able to apply it to cover other schooling fees such as textbooks, if you need a book bag, notebook, pencils, all of those other necessary things. That's what I like as well.
Okay. Next
Go
slide.
to the next slide.
Okay.
My winning essay tips for do's and don'ts. I am a big person who loves feedback. So when I don't win scholarships, I like to email and reach out to the organizations and just know what I can improve on, whether it was something in my essay, something in my resume, or during the interview process, like what can I improve on or what did I lack? And my first college essay I wrote, I was just told it was terrible and it was plain and boring. And like they were able to tell that I was writing to impress and it wasn't necessarily myself.
Right.
So when I went back and revised, I was just really just being me. I honestly wrote my scholarship, my some of my scholarships in my college essay on why I put milk first when I make my cereal, which is something weird that a lot of people don't do.
Yeah.
I just talked about how it makes my
That
morning
is weird.
routine.
I think I would probably have not accepted that as, but just
I just talked
on principle.
Yeah, I know it is the principle, but I've always done it as a kid, and I love cereal. So I talk about why I love cereal, why it makes my morning routine, and how it just helped me have a good day at school. And that essay has honestly won me a couple of scholarships and gotten me into college. So my dues for winning essay tips are to research your audience. I highly don't recommend using the same essay over and over again. If I'm applying to a small local organization, I want to learn about the organization, learn about their values and what they do. So when you're writing your essay, you kind of you share or you resemble some of those values. It just helps you stand out 10 times more and just show that you know about the organization you're applying to. You're not just applying to be applying, which is like we are, honestly. But if you do your research, you kind of trick them. Brainstorm and plan out your essay. This is very important so that you're not scattered everywhere. I have a very scattered brain when it comes to writing essays or writing anything down. So if I just dive right in and start typing, my ideas and my thoughts are going to be everywhere and it's not going to tell a clear story, which is also one of the do's. You want to be able to tell a clear story that comes in full circle. You don't want to take the reader through a zigzag. You just want them to go through a straight line to where they can understand the story. They feel for you, they can understand your feeling, and it's very clear and concise. Follow the prompt is a big one because oftentimes your goal is to follow the prompt, but somehow you just get off topic while writing the essay. Um, and I think it's important. Well, I think it's very helpful that when you brainstorm, you'll be able to follow the prompt. So a lot of prompts are really the same theme. For some reason, a lot of scholarships just share like like 5 to 7 same theme prompts. So tell us about a time where you had to overcome a challenge in your life. Like
Right.
everyone is so used to that prompt, but it's also so easy to get off track, off topic when starting a story. So I like to just write the prompt down, make a list of different things I've been through or I can relate to, and then small points that I want to make and have a great conclusion that sums that all up. Edit and review is also one of my do's. I'm a terrible speller when it comes, and especially when I'm typing fast and getting my thoughts out. I highly recommend using grammarly.com or having someone proofread your essay multiple times. That's my biggest recommendation because it leaves out any errors, any grammatic errors as well. Because sometimes when it comes down to it, your essay can be great, but when they need to pick between you and someone else who is also great, they start getting very grammatical and okay, well, who has errors? Who has the least amount of errors? How are we going to weigh this out and decide who gets it? And for the don'ts, as mentioned before, use the same generic essay each scholarship. Just because it could get a bit repetitive, not only for you applying, but each prompt may be unique and that essay may not fit what they're looking for. So you really want to tailor and switch it up. Don't open your essay with the quote. I personally think it's plain and boring, but I also feel like it's something that we've been accustomed to. So like we always feel like we have to do, but in reality, it's so old. Like it's such an old way of writing and it's boring. Don't say how much you need the money. Everyone who's applying for the scholarship needs the
Right.
money, and reviewers don't need to be reminded of that because that's the whole reason of the scholarship. Focus on the prompt and answering that question rather than giving them a sob story. They probably get sob stories a million times. Everyone wants to give a sob story when it comes to receiving money, but just follow the prompt to the T as much as you can, and don't wait last minute to submit. Waiting last minute to submit is something I've honestly did before. Like when I first started my scholarship search, my senior year, I just used to not take it as serious and play around until I realized, like, okay, how am I going to pay for college? Um, and you can do that by once again tracking the deadlines, tracking everything you need to have done. For some essays, you're gonna need a letter of recommendation. You're gonna need to submit your resume. You're going to have to schedule an interview. So if you have those all lined up and all scheduled, it just helps you stay way more organized. And I highly recommend a Google Docs or using Excel, using spreadsheet, whatever platform you use to keep yourself organized and on track is definitely going to pay off when it comes to scholarships because you're going to be applying to a whole bunch at once. And the only way to keep track and make sure you submit on time is to follow the deadlines. And then
All
we
right.
can go to
Yep. Next slide.
next, we're going to walk through bold.org. And Bold is just a simple scholarship platform where companies, nonprofits, and even everyday individuals can create a custom scholarship, fellowship, or grant opportunity for students. A lot of people just want to donate money and they use bold.org and they generate their own prompt or essay for you to write and you just submit it through there. And what I like about bold.org is you can really tailor and get personal to find scholarships that fit you and your interests as a person. So we're going to take you through a walkthrough of that now.
All right. Let's do it. All right. I'm Xing out your presentation. Give me a
Okay.
sec. And I'm going to put,
Is it possible for me to see your screen?
um,
I just thought about that.
yeah. Hold on one sec. Okay. So, yeah, let me just, wonder if I can do this. Hold on. Yeah, this you're watching. This is how this is how this stuff is made. It's not always pretty. Hold on. I'm just gonna share my screen with you.
Wait, one more time.
I'm just gonna share my screen really quick.
Juniors can apply to scholarships. And to answer the question about if juniors can apply to scholarships, yes. If you do, they have scholarships for everyone. Juniors in high school, they definitely have scholarships that you can start applying to. You always want to make sure that you check the requirements for the grade and age. I know specifically bold.org starts your scholarships from freshman year. As long as you're in high school, you'll be able to find some scholarships that apply for you. But there are a handful of scholarships. I know nationally, there are scholarships that start with junior year. As long as you're a junior in high school, you're able to start applying to scholarships. And it also follows the same for college. For students that are in college, you can still apply to scholarships after your freshman year. Don't let the search stop there because you always just want to have a safety net. Just because sometimes grants may stop, scholarships may stop, so you're going to need more another source of income. Once again, that just comes from doing a detailed and tailored search of even a simple search like scholarships for juniors in high school in Connecticut. And you can just continue to get more elaborate on that. Or in Connecticut, interested in music, interested in sports. You want to make sure you get as detailed as possible.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Um, okay, so can you see it now? Can you see my screen? If you
No.
go to the Discord chat, and then you should be able to see where, you should be able to kind of look at the three different.
Yep, I
Um,
can see it now.
okay, great. So you can see everything.
Yes.
All right, so let's do this. I assume I start with log on, or what do I start with?
Yep. You're gonna want to log in and create an account if you don't have one, or you can just log in. But we can
So,
create an account to walk through. So you're gonna click
applicant.
sign up as an applicant.
Okay, it started. Okay,
Have you applied for scholarships or grants in the past? And
no.
you can select no. Are currently in school? You can select yes.
Okay.
Participate in extracurriculars. You can
Uh,
select yes.
yeah, I participate.
Do you have at least 2 years of full work in
I
a full
do.
time work experience?
So this is interesting that they ask you this. So this isn't just for like 16-year-olds who want to go to college. You know, this
Oh,
is
that's
this is like definitely like this shows like if you're a little bit older, in your early 20s or whatever, and maybe you didn't go to college right away, like that's really cool. So, yeah, I do.
yes. And if you notice, a lot of questions are getting very specific. That's because they'll give you suggested scholarships that are tailored to your responses to the questions.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so what level of education? I'll say high schools for because that's what most of our people are going to be. Um, nice. I got I
So
got
one thing that
50
Bold does is
points.
One thing that Bold does is they have something that is called points, which is kind of like their reward system.
Okay.
Every time you give them more information about yourself or apply to a scholarship, you get what are called bold points, and bold points just unlocks more scholarships for you. So their purpose of doing that is to get people to constantly apply for scholarships to unlock new scholarships.
Oh, cool. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna continue.
Yes.
Um, so no, I'm not. So I'm gonna say no. What high school do I currently attend? I went to Carmel High School. Actually, you know what? To keep it Connecticut, let's say Newtown High School. One of our great partners. When did you start studying? I'll say, let's see, if I was going to graduate this year, it'd be 2018 or 2017.
2017, I believe.
Okay. Um, when do you expect to graduate this year? Okay, so so you just, GPA. So that basically you're like building like your job application almost.
It's basically like you're building your job application and your resume right on bold.org. Um, Rather than having to search for all the specific criteria, it does it for you, which I also love about this platform. And it's also everything is completely optional if you don't want to put all your information on this platform. Not sure if anyone noticed, but at the bottom they have a small skip button, which does allow you to skip the
Oh, okay.
entire process. Which is like it's nice that they offer that, but it will get harder when you're trying to find specific types of scholarships.
Right. So now it's like kind of catered to me. So now it has like a good amount of my info. I have 100 bold points, which is amazing. And then apply with one click. So application submitted. So now I'm going to continue. And then,
It's gonna ask about your class standing, some classes that you took, your interests. You
okay,
can go through and we can follow or skip these.
I think we'll skip these so that we could get kind of to where we can find some scholarships. But again, I know it's a little easier if you have this stuff, but yes, I am interested. What level of education are you looking to achieve? We're going to get my bachelor's. Uh, let's see, yeah, fall 2025. Have you taken the
So I think it
SAT?
asks. I think it asks when you plan on starting.
Oh, is that what it said?
Okay, let's see. You can go back at the.
Oh, yeah, your first year. My fault. Okay. Nah. Fall 2022. I need a gap year, I think. So I'm going to skip this. So that's interesting. It'll ask you that. And then, yes, I did some. Oh, wait. Oops. No.
It's talking about dual enrollment. So if you took college
Yeah,
classes,
yeah. Let's see. What's my dream? I'm gonna say I'm living
highly
my.
recommend if you put something that's whatever's you're interested in majoring in college, it's a great thing to put in because you'll
Okay.
get scholarships related to that.
All right. I'm already living my dream. So marketing. uh, do marketing. Let's see.
Just put creative.
Okay. Um, includes entrepreneurship. No, I'm not. I don't have the drive. I can't own my own business. That's too hard. um, do my goals include politics? No, thank you. Yeah. Oops. Oh, okay. So this is interesting. So now it's asking like what? Can you kind of talk about a little bit with these questions?
Now this one is asking, do your long term goals include philanthropy? And philanthropy is just, don't quote me on this. I can't give you the full definition,
No,
but it's mainly just giving back and investing back into your community, whether it's through donations, through community
of
events.
course.
Um, it's honestly okay if you don't know these long term goals because if you, I honestly skipped a lot of these questions because as a high school student, I was just at this time I was just worried about applying to college. I just wanted to focus on college, getting in, getting accepted. I wasn't necessarily thinking about my long term goals, so I was able to skip a lot of these questions, which you can do. Um, if you want to
Okay.
click the button on the right, so we can go through.
Let's see. Which one? This up here?
Wait, no, I think that was on my screen only. There should be a skip option that will like take you ahead.
So, ooh, not going to give this one. I'll do our company. Park Road Extension, Middlebury. Okay, so let's see. Can I like? I can't go to another place. All right, so let's go through it. I want to go to Yale and UConn and Sacred Heart. Okay, I'm gonna skip all these. Everything I can skip, I'm gonna skip.
Hmm.
Um, college major. Yeah,
So they're
Mark.
asking these questions because they're gonna recommend scholarships that are specifically for these types of majors, and you're
Okay.
able to put more in one if you're going into college undecided.
Oh, okay, cool. Um, Citizen. And then, do you have additional interests and hobbies? Not right now. So this is another part. So it does ask you like your ethnicity and everything. So like again, you it like this is something that you'd want to put, you don't want to put. What are your thoughts?
So I honestly, it depends. This you have total control over who sees this in your privacy settings. Basically, with bold.org, if you think of it as a social media platform, you have a profile. So when you apply to the scholarships, those donors are able to view and see your profile. They'll be able to view and see all the information you're answering, but in your settings, you can always go back and change and decide what's turned on for viewers to see and what's turned off. And then
I believe you can
normal,
select prefer not to answer
yeah,
too with
prefer
all
not
these
to
too.
answer. If you know that you're not going to apply to any of those specific types of scholarships, then I just recommend putting prefer not to answer.
Okay.
Then if you're also unsure about your income, your household income, then press skip as well. I haven't come across much scholarships in bold that required financial information. I really
Okay.
only needed to go through my financial information during the FAFSA process.
Okay. Yeah, I read a lot. I read
As you
only
see, it
about
gets really
yeah,
detailed and
super
specific.
specific. Um,
So I believe it's slowly going to take you to the portal.
so I'm gonna do fake birthday. 2005. So this is another one. Again, I could just prefer not to answer if
For
you
not
want.
to
So
answer, yep.
okay. So let's do this. Accept the terms. No,
You
thank
just click no for now.
you.
And for your profile username, I suggest just keeping it at your first and last name
Okay.
because these are what the reviewers will be seeing. So you don't want to put
Don't put something like
funny
funny.
username. You want to make sure like it's an appropriate username because this is what they will be seeing and how you can share your profile link with people.
Okay, cool. Email, we're just going to do info at thenextstreet.com. Any questions about driver's ed, direct them there. All right, so now it's asking for my Google stuff. Hold on.
This may be a new security
Let's
thing.
see. I'm going to just stop sharing this for a second while I put that in, and then I'll bring it right back up.
Still sharing.
With you, yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay. Anyone have any questions so far?
Oh, we'll just do. Yeah, I don't think so far. I mean, you answered that first one. Okay. Oh, hold on. I'm just putting in my password. It's gonna ask you like your password and everything. Okay, great. So let me bring it back up.
Wait, not yet. See?
Oh wait, did
It's
this?
maybe a new layer of security.
Oh, is it not gonna let me do this?
You have to verify.
Oh, I
Here,
wish I.
you know we can do 1 second.
Here, okay. So you make that whole thing, and then I'm actually just gonna log in under Myana's login info. So, but I'm not gonna show everyone, obviously. So,
Yes, let me send that to you.
yeah, if you send that right over, then I'll. So yeah, so basically that was the sign up process. So that's crazy, and I skipped a good amount of stuff. So it's like, it really does get super in depth because I'm sure like it has all these different scholarships that are like catered directly to you, right? So it's like, I mean, I know you already kind of said that, but that's really interesting, like how deep it gets, you know?
And what I love about this platform too is that I don't want to say normal people, but most regular everyday people are able to create their own scholarships. So if I wanted to start a scholarship, I'd be able to become a donor right on to bold.org. And I also found out from of this platform from a friend who has had multiple scholarships and done multiple scholarships on bold.org.
Did you send me the login stuff?
Yes, I sent it on Discord. Wait, one more time, Max.
Oh, okay, okay, on Discord. Okay, perfect.
There's to answer the question about if the scholarships are for 4 years or a certain sum of money at once. They differ a lot, which is why it's really important to read the descriptions of the scholarships. So for example, some scholarships may be 25,000 for all 4 years, and you have to have you have to maintain a certain GPA all 4 years. And then there are some scholarships that are like a one-time $5,000 scholarship. Um, they vary and they have a handful. Each scholarship is different. I could speak for bold.org. Majority of the scholarships on Bold are one-time scholarships. They're not renewing, but you will come across a few renewing. Majority of the majority of the national scholarships are renewal. So I know the Coca-Cola Scholars, that's a renewal scholarship. So every year those students are getting $25,000.
Mm.
Let me double check on the
Yeah,
email.
sorry.
Make sure I'm giving you the right one to log in.
Yeah, it's not working.
Oh, that's because I was giving you the wrong one. Okay.
Oh, okay. Perfect. There we go. So you want me to try that first password again? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so I'm going to reshare it in just a second. You can still see it, right?
And if you can, well, yeah, we'll start on my profile.
Okay, yeah. So where what do I do now? Like I've now signed up. I've done everything. Like I've done all the things. I've answered all the questions. How do I like actually start applying to stuff?
So you can go right to scholarships if you go right above on the menu bar. So these are all scholarships that are tailored to me. I kept my profile very brief because I wanted to do the more structured search myself. So if you scroll up a tiny bit,
Okay.
we can start to tailor. So we can go to any educational level and you can select under we can apply as if I was in we can apply as if I was in high school. So you can click high school
Okay.
and you can go to category. And let's say
What do you think?
mm, I mean we could do business.
Business?
And you
Okay.
can click multiple.
Oh, okay.
Any
So I'll do business and community service.
service. Then any status.
Okay.
You can go open and review and award it. So whenever you're looking to apply, you always want to go to open because that means they're accepting applications. And
Okay.
review are scholarships that are already closed and they're just reviewing. And then awarded are just if you want to see who won the scholarships. And then luck, they also have a button that's for essays and no essays. They do have scholarships up here
Don't rub.
that don't have to write an essay. It's just strictly based off your profile. So, and when you apply to those, you're going to want to make sure your profile is very specific. You have your resume connected. You have if you have a LinkedIn account or any social medias you want them to see,
Mhm.
have connected because they're judging you solely based on your profile. There's no essay needed.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So we can. So I would just scroll, find one I'm interested to. Each scholarship has a brief description of where the scholarship is from, why they're doing the scholarship, and what type of students and how many winners. We can go to, let's go to Anthony Hunter
Okay.
Community Scholarship. But let you
Okay.
know the application deadline, when the winners will be announced, and what education level you have to be in for them to apply to. This application deadline is February 1st of next year, and the winners are announced March 1st of next year as well. Must be a high school student to apply. If you scroll down some, it'll dig a little deeper into the
Oh, wow.
eligibility requirements. So for this one, you're gonna have to do volunteer community service hours. They're looking for black males. So I'm not a black male, so therefore I would already know I wouldn't qualify for this scholarship. So we can
Okay.
go back to another
Let's
and
figure.
let's,
Let's
if
find
you
another.
scroll up some, let's tailor. I think we put no gender for the profile. I believe my profile has no gender.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to do any more like specific things, or do you want to try this one? Travel with
You
a
try
purpose.
travel with a purpose.
Okay. So let's
Looking
look.
for undergraduate high school.
All right. So we I think we made the. This is so
Yes,
they're
made
looking
the
for
right
anyone.
choice.
Yeah.
So this one is only looking for high school seniors or undergraduate. So
Okay.
meaning if you're a senior in high school or if you are in if you're in your undergraduate college during college, um, and let's just read the prompt.
And again, you know it would be super specific to you if you filled out all of the different questions that they ask, where like things like this, like if you were a junior in high school, it just wouldn't pop up for you because
Mm.
this wouldn't be something that would fit, and it would know that. But you just happen to have not like made it as specific, but you can, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's what bold cuts out a lot of time for you having to click on scholarships, read the eligibility.
Yeah,
But my profile isn't super specific just because I didn't want to give all that information up. So like,
totally.
but
Yeah.
that's like I'm fine with searching. But if you want to just get straight to it and get scholarships that are meant for you, you're gonna want to answer every question with detail and be specific.
Okay, that's great.
We can
Um,
read.
oops. Was this not on the right thing? Oh, sorry.
Okay, so if I when I like apply, I read through the prompt, and bold.org doesn't allow you to upload files. want you to type the essay right then and there. If you scroll down some, you'll see where they have a text box available.
Okay.
I think the screen
Sorry.
froze on.
Okay. Okay. Better.
Yes.
I'm sorry. You'll just have to repeat what you just said. I
And
was trying
so
to make sure everything was working right.
oh, good. So bold.org allows you to you can either type it in a type box right there, depending on the scholarship. You can attach a link to a video or attach Google Docs with the essay type, depending on what that specific person is looking for.
Okay.
So in terms of this application, they're looking for a short video answering the question, if you had 6 months to travel the world, focus on solving what problem would you focus on and how would you help? And we just have to answer that through video. So pardon me, Bold allows you to just be yourself. That's the biggest part of this app. So when you do a video, just answer the question normally as if you're talking to your friend. Don't try to be too super up
Like, but
or
yeah.
necessarily too professional. Just be yourself and be you. And as you continue to search scholarships on Bold, you'll see that some you have to write an essay for, and they won't allow you to upload a file. So when they won't allow me to upload a file, I copy and paste the question and I put it into Google Docs. And if you scroll up some, you can save the scholarship so you don't have to worry about coming back. Right next to the scholarship where it says travel with a person, if you click
Uh.
that,
Wait. Where is this?
not travel with the person, travel with the purpose scholarship,
Oh, so here
little banner.
it's this
Yep.
thing. Yeah.
If you click that, it's now saved. And if you go next to my profile picture in the bell, you'll be able to see all the scholarships I have saved, which I need to apply to.
Oh, that's really
Some of
good.
them have overpassed, like they've been awarded already.
But you've seen
Yeah,
them in the past, and that's cool too. So and then eventually it does tell you the winner and all that stuff and the finalists like after it is done, so you can kind of see what ends up happening with the scholarship, which is interesting.
yeah, it's
Um,
great because you could kind of still be in the know. It's not like you just applied to the scholarship and never heard back or never heard of a winner.
right, yeah, you can just check on it and then okay, all right, I didn't get that one, and time to look for a different one.
Yeah.
And then after you've obviously we don't have a link to send them, so after you put this in, then you would just submit your application, right?
You just submit your application and keep track. And if you decide to turn on your notifications, they'll send you emails that you have applied. They'll send you email when it's closed, when winners announced, and then of course you'll be contacted if you were selected as a winner. And then just before we wrap up, it's okay to not win a scholarship. Like I don't win every scholarship I've applied to, and it does get discouraging. But you kind of just have to remember that you just have to keep going. It's like, okay, didn't get the scholarship. Well, on to the next one. Like there's so many opportunities and scholarships out there for you. Don't let not getting one scholarship stop you, and just continue to apply to more. The more scholarships you apply to, the better chances you have to win a handful of them.
I think that's really good advice. So like before, I know that you kind of just gave a little bit of kind of last tip, but any other like last minute tips, before we leave, or anything that you would recommend to people? Because again, you've found a lot of success in it, and I mean, it looks like this is such a great resource. Like they made it so much easier, to actually apply. Because when I was in high school, many moons ago, I feel like it was not this accessible, and you had to dig a little bit more. So like, take advantage of this. Like, I wish I had this, and like, and again, we actually talked about it before we came on mic, but you know, even if you're in college right now, like you're actively in college, you're still applying to stuff. Like you're still applying to scholarships, so it doesn't end. As soon as you start your freshman year, like you keep doing it, which is, that I always like. I always kind of just thought it was like, well, I didn't didn't do it my senior
Yeah.
year. That's kind of the end of it. You know what I mean?
Another tip that I would say I have is for when searching for local or state scholarships, it's kind of just getting out into your community. I didn't find out about the scholarship. I'm a Connects Credit Union member, and that was the bank scholarship I talked about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't find out about that scholarship until I went in and just asked if they had scholarships available. Sometimes that simple question opens so many doors because then on their website they had other state scholarships that were available. So even like whoever your parents bank with or their employer or any nonprofit organization or small businesses in your community that you know of, just reach out to them and see if they have scholarships available. Or if you go onto a company's website and just search the company's name. I know for Connecticut, Big Y has a scholarship that is probably opening up in November. And if you just search Big Y scholarship, they have a whole bunch available. So
And,
it's
and
just little steps like that that are really great and just give you access to so much.
and it's not that crazy, you know. It's not that out of this world. And yeah, I mean, just apply to as many as you can. You know, it seems so worth it. Again, I'm the idiot that I was like, well, this is how much school costs, and that's kind of the end of it. I got this much from the school, but that's kind of all I get, you know. And then kind of not realizing that there's this whole world of, because you know you hear about scholarships when you're in high school, but it just kind of seems like it's um,
Goes in one ear and out the other, honestly.
exactly. Yeah. It doesn't always seem like possible because, or something, you know, they always seem like, oh, like there's so many people applying. But like you said, you can get to the specific ones. Like, you know, I live in Stamford. It's like the Stamford, Connecticut, like foundation of something
Hmm.
has a scholarship. Like, and there's only maybe 100 people that applied to it. And like my odds are so much better to get those. My odds are better to get 10 of those rather than even one of the
Yeah,
ones that's like a hundred thousand
so many
dollars
people.
or something. You know,
Hmm.
that there's gonna be like a million people applying to. Um,
Yeah,
well, I think you know. Thank you so much, and you definitely have to come back on soon and
yeah.
give this one again because I think this is something that people are super interested in. I'm gonna look really quickly before we leave just to see if there's any questions that I might have missed. Uh, One question: do you have to claim? I don't know if you answered this already, but do you have to claim your scholarship money on FAFSA? So, like, I
No,
think,
you don't
yeah.
have to claim your scholarship money on FAFSA. Depending on which school you attend and their financial aid, you may have to claim it through their financial aid system. So, for example, at Quinnipiac, we have a financial aid award system. So, any scholarship that is going directly to the school, you're able to just type in and claim the award amount. Just because when that money is billed to the school or sent to the school, they'll be able to accept it and apply it right onto your file.
Okay.
If a scholarship is coming for you to you, you don't have to report it on FAFSA or report it to your school. You just want to use the money with integrity.
Okay. Um, so, thank you so much, Myana. We're gonna definitely do another one of these in, you know, maybe a month or so. But if you missed any of this, if you joined us late, it's gonna get immediately uploaded on our YouTube and Facebook. I always recommend the YouTube just because the video quality is a little bit better. So check it out there and watch the video. You go through it. You know, Myana gave a great presentation, and then we kind of literally went through how to sign up. You know, one step at a time. And I think this is really valuable, and people just take advantage of this because I wish so much that I had this when I was in high school, and maybe I did, but I just didn't even know about it. You know, that's the thing. So, thank you, Myana, and yeah, thank you for anybody who was watching. I'm gonna be back probably next week and do a permit test webinar. Um, but if not, we'll do something fun on here. And then then there's going to be a little bit of a break at the end of October, but overall we'll be back to our regular scheduled programming in November. So Thank you. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, blah, blah, blah. All the social medias. It's The Next Street. If you're interested in any more webinars, go on our YouTube and check all those out too. So thank you so much. And bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.